Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be now seated once again, and I'd love to just welcome you this afternoon to this very special occasion, and welcome to this beautiful venue here at Baxter Barn. My name is Jacob Cunningham. I'm a wedding celebrant, and it's a real privilege to be with you all this afternoon and being here today. Now, organising a wedding through the middle of a pandemic has been anything but smooth sailing. Of course, we should have been together on the 23rd of October last year, but we're here today. So they would love to just thank you for all of your love and support through the planning process. Before we begin, we're also going to say a massive big hello to a family member, Jono's Nana, all the way from Adelaide. And she's on the iPad right there, so we're going to say hello to Nana. Nana. Great you to be with us, Nana, all the way from Adelaide. Now let me introduce our incredible bridal party this afternoon. Would you put your hands together and thank our flower girl Pippa and Paige Boy Jackson. Sarah today is her sister Jane. Let's give some love to Jane. And standing alongside Jono is his brother Andrew and good mates Alex and Nick. Let's hear it for the boys. Well, to begin with today, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you some of the story as to how Jono and Sarah come to be standing before you. And our story begins one lazy afternoon in 2017 on Jono's phone when he was scrolling, and suddenly he knew that he had to swipe right. Now little did Jono know at the time that one small swipe of his thumb would trigger one giant leap for this love story. So after a phone call to make sure that Sarah, and I quote, wasn't a psycho, they made plans to meet up on a nice summer's day at Seaford Beach. Now Sarah's initial reaction on meeting Jono was, and I quote, he was a nice looking guy, a little bit scrawny in his baggy singlet and shorts. But Sarah thought the first date went well, but was concerned that she may have been friend-zoned straight away because of how well and how easy they got along together. Now next weekend they caught up again, and this time it was out Sarah's way for a movie and a burger. And afterwards, Jono would end the night a little awkwardly and give Sarah a first-hand look at his inability to find things, even when they're in the most obvious place, like directly in front of him, as Jono somehow managed to get lost in the Knox Shopping Centre car park. Little did Sarah know that this behaviour would reproduce itself many, many times throughout their relationship. But from there, most weekends involved their e-tags beeping away as they travelled up and down Eastlink from Croydon to Seaford, Seaford to Croydon. And after many camping expeditions, one exploring the Mornington Peninsula, in April of 2018, they had a significant trip to Adelaide for Jono's cousin's engagement. And it was on this trip that both Sarah and Jono recognised that they were falling in love. And Sarah remembers, very much Sarah remembers the way Jono introduced her to his extended family and how easygoing and how natural that was for her. And it was here, ladies and gentlemen, in Adelaide, that they first uttered those three magic words to each other, I love you. Now, towards the end of 2018, things definitely accelerated forward. There was an overseas trip to England and to Scotland, and then in December, Sarah packed up her house and moved to Seaford, officially becoming a Bayside girl. And in August of 2019, they brought their current house together before once again heading overseas in September to Paris and to London. And it was on this trip that Sarah thought that Jono may pop the question. So the first stop, Paris, the city of love. So picture this, whilst gazing romantically and lovingly up at the Eiffel Tower, Sarah and Jono saw some people being proposed to. To which Jono comes out with the comment, and I quote, "How corny is that?" So any romantic notion that Sarah had of being proposed to at the Eiffel Tower was quickly squashed.
It was very corny. You even said, I would hate to be proposed to.
But move on to London, ladies and gentlemen, and things turned a little bit more positive for Sarah. Now, at the risk of trying to depict a British rom-com movie, I want you to picture this.
A day like this, it was like this.
Exactly. It was 24 hours before the big question was asked. Jono was by himself, overlooking the boating lake in Regent's Park in London. Picturesque. It was a stunning location. He had an umbrella in hand. The rain was falling, just like today. And with a little nervous energy fueling him, he struck up the courage to call Warren and Rosemary and ask for their daughter's hand in marriage. Now, Jono wasn't nervous about asking the question, but he was nervous that they wouldn't pick up, and they in turn would call Sarah back, and then his plans would be foiled. But they picked up, and the conversation went well. So, the next day, armed with a blanket that Sarah had pinched from the plane, and a heartfelt poem that Jono had written, Sarah and Jono again ventured back to Regent's Park for a picnic. Now, after they finished eating, Sarah knew something was up because Jono was getting twitchy. He kept checking that no one else was walking past.
I don't want it to be corny.
That's right. So when the coast was clear, he got down on one knee, he poured out his heart, to which Sarah laughed and then said, yes, about 100 times, yes, yes, yes. Now I asked Sarah and Jono to just share a few things that they love about each other, and this is what they wrote. Sarah loves Jono's encouraging and supportive nature. She loves his kind heart, his passion and determination. She loves the fact that Jono is as organised as she is and really cherishes all of their adventures, whether that's exploring the great outdoors, having fun at the beach, or even just kicking back on a beanbag in the backyard with a cheese platter and a drink or three. Sarah also loves the fact that whilst the kitchen is her domain, when it comes to ironing, no shirt is too difficult for Jono, the iron master. Now Jono also loves how supportive and encouraging Sarah is through the good times in life and also through the more challenging. He appreciates how organised and how tidy Sarah is, and he enjoys their mutual love of fitness, and also loves how confident Sarah is when singing along to the radio, albeit getting every single lyric wrong. And Jono really loves how good Sarah is at cooking and baking in the kitchen, except when asked what he feels like for dinner on Friday night, and it's only Monday. So here we find ourselves today celebrating with Sarah and Jono, celebrating the love that they have for each other. The love they share is a love that is full, a love that is patient, a love that is honouring, a love that is gentle. It's a love that extends far beyond just a wedding day, but binds them together for a lifetime. So Sarah, Jono, right now, just take a look at all your family and your friends here today who have come to specifically celebrate your love story. For we all know in this room that your marriage is by far going to be the most exciting adventure you'll ever embark on. And guys, today, day one begins. So, who wants to get married? Let's come forward.
I think that's how you wear it.
Well, may the love for you guys be unending like the circle of these rings. Now, Jonathan and Sarah have consented to live together in the covenant of marriage by the pledging of their faithfulness to each other, as witnessed here today by you, the family and friends here today, and is acknowledged by the exchanging of these rings. It now gives me extreme pleasure to declare that they are now husband and wife. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to move over to the table here just to sign.